Hello! Today's video, education, training and the power of drawing forth. I'm Aidan from encouragingchiropractictraining.co.uk, and before we get going, a quick housekeeping note. If you find this video useful, please do leave a comment, like, subscribe and share it with your colleagues. The goal here is simple, to help build thoughtful, professional, evidence-aware education for graduate and postgraduate chiropractors worldwide. Now, here we go. Why words matter, or etymology. I want to start with something I genuinely love. Words, more specifically etymology. Etymology is the study of the origin of words, where they come from, how their meanings have evolved, and what they originally pointed towards before time, culture, and habit sanded off the edges. Why does that matter, I hear you ask? Because the words we use don't just describe reality, they shape how we think, practice, and how we will relate to one another as professionals. If we misunderstand the word, we possibly misunderstand the work. Education, to draw forth from within. Possibly my favourite word is education. Its root comes from the Latin educare, I hope I'm saying that right, to draw forth from within. And that single idea, to me, is fundamentally profound. Education is not about stuffing information into an empty vessel. It's not about pouring knowledge from the expert into the novice. It assumes something radically different. It assumes that something already exists within the learner, whether it's capacity, curiosity, intelligence, experience, and education's job is to draw it out. So to help, let me give you some close synonyms that sit beautifully alongside this idea. To elicit, to evoke, to cultivate, to uncover, to bring into expression, to activate, to awaken, to develop, to refine. All those assume participation, they assume engagement, and they assume responsibility. Education, therefore, by its very nature, is active. So what about teaching versus education, I hear you cry? So let's contrast that with what we often call teaching. So teaching in its most common modern form is often top-down, information is delivered, you sit, you receive, and ultimately you comply. And absolutely do not misunderstand me, teaching has its place and we all need instructions at times. But if you continue teaching or you receive teaching without education, you're going to create passivity. Education demands something else completely different. It asks, what do you already know? What have you already felt in practice? What have you noticed clinically? And what questions potentially are you avoiding because they're uncomfortable? So education requires an open mindset. Because of course, the moment that you decide, I already know this, I'll only accept this if it fits my current model, then you are going to be shrinking your potential experiences. An open educational mindset says, well, I may not agree, but I am willing to explore. And that mindset alone, my colleague or friends, will change your career. So before we move on, I want to stay with words just a little bit longer because this next distinction really matters for me. Another word that I like to closely tie to education is inspiration. To be inspired literally means to inspire, to breathe in, breath moving inwards. When something inspires you, it doesn't force you, it doesn't push information at you, it creates space for something to enter, an idea, a possibility, or a direction. But this is where it gets interesting. The word conspiracy comes from conspire, which means to breathe together. Now, Let's be honest, that word has taken on a rather dark reputation in modern culture, but at its root, a conspiracy is simply a group of people breathing together, moving in rhythm, sharing intention. And I will say this openly, I do want to create a conspiracy, but not a secretive one, not a manipulative one, but a professional one. A conspiracy of chiropractors who are breathing together, thinking together, questioning together, and ultimately moving in the same general direction. Education, when it's done properly, inspires individuals. And when enough inspired individuals breathe together, something collective emerges. And that, in my opinion, is how professions evolve. That's how standards rise. And that's how we move from isolated individuals into a shared responsibility. So if my work inspires you, good. And if it helps you breathe together with other chiropractors, even better. That's not indoctrination, nor dogma. It's education, drawing something forth together. So what's training then? Well, it's where education meets action. Now let's talk about this because this matters enormously in our profession and in chiropractic in general. Training is education made physical. Training is where ideas meet hands, concepts meet bodies, and philosophy meets clinical reality. Training refines judgment, not just technique. It's not about copying what I do. It's about developing your capacity to decide when to adjust, when not to, how to listen, how to feel, and how to adapt. That is why I do not claim my courses are perfect for everyone. Everyone is different. What I can say, completely transparently, is that over the last 26 years, the material I have learned and teach has profoundly improved both my professional effectiveness and my personal satisfaction. And that matters. And that is what I want for you. So let's integrate this. Nothing I teach exists in isolation. My chiropractic approach, both within Enchiridion and ITRM, is biomechanics, neurology, patient communication, nutrition, and professional boundaries. That's why I've collaborated with people like Simon Billings in nutrition from InHealth Supplements and Chris Chippendale in communication and patient-centered care. Because health is never one-dimensional. And if we want to treat people holistically, we have to educate ourselves holistically first. That includes our own health, habits, and even our own blind spots. So come on, why do you want to come on my courses? Honestly? Well, even if you come just to decide you don't like it, or even you don't like me, and who wouldn't like me, that's fine. At least you'll be educated by the experience. You'll have tested your assumptions. You'll have exposed yourself to different thinking. You'll have engaged, not just passively consumed. And that alone will move you forward. Education is a lifelong process, not an event. And every meaningful professional shift I've had came from staying open. So here's my invitation. Keep learning, keep growing, keep enjoying the process. Visit Enchiridion Chiropractic training.co.uk. Look at the 2026 courses, book on, bring questions, even bring skepticism if you like, but please bring an open mind. I really look forward to meeting you, even if it's just so you can decide that you don't like me. And who doesn't like me? I do. And with that in mind, I will see you soon. This has been Aidan from Enchiridion Chiropractic Training, signing off and saying thank you. Bye-bye.